Hello and welcome to I Want to Grow, and I Want to Grow is all about that. It's about our growth, right? But this week is different. We're celebrating 90 years of the British Council, and they've had some remarkable differences they've made in people's lives. They've created ripples all around the world. And today we have Filmmaker Rawda. Please welcome to the podcast, and please introduce yourself and tell us what you do.
Hi, my name is Rawda. I work at the Doha Film Institute. I'm a film programmer and a filmmaker, and I've been pursuing this path in my life for the past 7 years.
Wow. But I remember it because I've been here now for 16 years, and I remember it being Tribeca.
Yes.
And then it transferred it, and that was just, it's huge here, right? Now it's the film festival. It's still pretty big here.
Yeah, so it used to be the Doha Tribeca Film Festival, but in 2013 it changed to the 𝗚𝘂𝗲𝘀𝘁 Film Festival, and we started focusing more on the youth and how to empower the youth through watching films and inviting the film directors to speak to the youth and to inspire them to understand what filmmaking is really about.
How did it all begin for you when it comes to filmmaking?
So when I started, I wasn't really sure I wanted to study filmmaking. I just liked photography and I was interested in the arts. And I heard about this communication program at Northwestern University in Qatar. I was intrigued by the idea that it was it encompassed different kinds of communication and mostly visual communication. So that's how I started with filmmaking. I began first by working on different filmmaking projects at school, where I focused on art direction, and I really enjoyed that. So that led me into getting into researching how a film is structured and how you create a space in a film, and that's what made me start making films.
Northwestern, I remember a professor at Northwestern, Mary. Did you, in journalism, did you ever come across Mary?
Yes, I do remember her, but unfortunately I never took classes with her because we were I was majoring in communication, so we didn't have a lot.
And Marion Farrad, did you know Marion Farrad? I think she went to your university too, the athlete.
Oh yes, she did go to my university.
Yeah. So you were saying about how your career process progressed. What's it like being with your company now?
Honestly, it's amazing. It's such a great opportunity for me. This was my first job when I graduated university. I did a workshop at the Doha Film Institute where I was introduced to what DFI is all about. And through that, I got a job at DFI as a film programmer, and it allowed me to get access to so many films from different regions around the world. And they were all recent films. So I got to know what the filmmaking industries are like in different regions. And I keep being up to date with that. So that's very helpful for my career.
Yeah, and I see this now because of Media City that's opening. I see this is going to be a massive area here in Qatar, in the film industry. I was talking to, he's from Los Angeles, but he's a film producer. And I was talking to him in Armenia. And I was telling him of all the opportunities. And I've got him coming here in January next year to look at the things that you've been working on. Because you've continually, at DFI, you've continually raised that bar.
Yeah, I think what was the most important change for us at DFI was really to focus on younger filmmakers and filmmakers from the region and how we can support them through our grants program, through the 𝗚𝘂𝗀𝘀𝘁 initiative, which brings young filmmakers and filmmakers who received grants from DFI to Qatar to meet industry professionals and to meet filmmaking masters who are the 𝗚𝘂𝗀𝘀𝘁 masters that we invite to Qatar every year.
Yeah. It's fantastic what you've done, and you've got so many, there's so much interest, which is credit to yourselves. Okay, so how did you your first let me start again. What was your first experience with the British Council? How did you kind of learn about them?
So yeah, my first experience with the British Council was actually very exciting. In my first year working at DFI, I got the opportunity to go on a workshop in London that was sponsored by the British Council. This workshop focused on archiving films and how the British Film Institute was doing that through restoring, through preserving, through and how they chose to display these archives to the public audiences and make them relevant even today. And that was such an interesting workshop for me.
But it's going to be so beneficial for your career going forward.
Yes, it was very beneficial. I was commissioned by the National Museum of Qatar to direct a documentary called "Ode to Our Land" with a colleague of mine, 𝗚𝘂𝗀𝘀𝘁 Miftah. So basically, we were making a film about the father Amir, and we decided to focus on how we can collect archive materials from Qatar, both materials that were shot as newsreels, materials that were photographs, and materials that were footage that we found online sometimes. And I think the archiving workshop that I did with the BFI really stressed how important archive materials are and how refreshing it is to rediscover a city that's from the past.
Yeah, but you're so young. So it's like so when you look at the past and you're quite young, it must give you a feeling of a really good feeling to think what you were part of. But then you're recreating it for other people to experience that too.
Yeah, I think there's some kind of magic in looking back at the moving image of the past, and I always like to bring that back in my films.
So going forward with the British Council, what other projects do you see coming forward? How do you see yourself working with them in the future?
So we always have ongoing collaborations with the British Council. Yeah, in 2019, the British Council partnered with us to have a public art installation called Everything Every Time by the artist 𝗚𝘂𝗀𝘀𝘁 Matsuda, which offered a very thought-provoking lens into how a city's individual urban data, the kind of data that appears in our everyday lives, can impact how we view a city. And the artist also had an inspiring talk with Ajyal jurors about how she became an artist, and they were able to get insight and ask their own questions about pursuing a career in the creative field. And I think that was one of the most inspiring projects that we worked on with the British Council, and I hope we're going to be doing more of those.
Oh, I would love you to do more of those, because it makes you realize that we've all got legacy. No matter what we do, it seems we've all got a legacy. And if you're recording this type of film or this type of this content, then that is magnificent, because people could see their real worth over a period of time, and their kids and their grandkids can see that type of work that they were part of. It's really fascinating, and I love what you're doing. I love what the British Council is doing. With the message going forward, it looks like there's going to be a big partnership with them going forward. What would be your message to them right now?
To the British Council?
To the British Council, yeah.
My message to them would be a big thank you for continuing to support us through various initiatives and continuing to bring amazing filmmakers and film directors to Qatar, and how that has been very inspiring for our community.
Wonderful words. And if there was one word, just one word, to be able to, have you prepared for this one? Have you got one word that you can best describe the British Council?
Okay, so I think, yeah, one word for me was that they were very inviting from the moment we met them. They were inviting a sense of passion. They were inviting a sense of curiosity, responsibility, and affirming the importance of film and how it can instill wonder and nurture our souls with meaningful experiences. And an invitation is only the beginning, but it leads to so many connections. And I think that's what the British Council has managed to offer through their collaboration with us.
I thank you so much. This has been a meaningful interview with you. Thank you so much for sharing with us today.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.